Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and with the recent Update 9 just being rolled out, we have been beginning to see a strong trend of very epic cars returning to the series. What I mean by this is, many cars from Forza Xbox 360 titles have now finally made its return, notably the BMW M3 GTR, Lamborghini Aventador J, and of course the most recent being the Maserati MC12 Corsa. A catalogue of cars which I'm sure many new Forza Horizon fans aren't aware of, so right now I'm going to turn back the clock to the very first Forza Horizon, which was only available on the Xbox 360, and go through 8 epic cars that were exclusive to the very first Forza Horizon game, which has yet or never to return. Starting off with number 1, the Lexus LFA Nurburgring Edition. Now, of course, I am well aware that the license for Toyota in all games apart from Gran Turismo is practically gone, which means that Lexus is gone as well, as they are essentially the same manufacturer. But what we loved about the normal Lexus LFA was that screaming Yamaha-built V10 engine that made such a unique symphony that only very few road cars could come close to. Of course, as a community, we miss the LFA, but at one point in the first Forza Horizon, Playground Games brought in a more hardcore version of the LFA known as the Nürburgring Edition. With only 50 units ever produced, this special LFA had an overall increase of 10 brake horsepower, a quicker transmission, and extensive modifications done to the chassis and exterior, all implemented to shave off nearly 10 seconds at the Nürburgring in comparison to the normal LFA. Number 2, the BMW M3 GTS. Alright, so not too long ago we finally got the E46 BMW M3 GTR, which is of course the ultimate road-going version of the M3 at that time. And we have also got its grandson, the BMW M4 GTS in Forza Horizon 4. So what is missing? This, the E92 M3 GTS. Once again, this is a track or more hardcore version of the normal E92 M3, which means the engine has increased in displacement by nearly 400 cubic capacity, which then increases its power by 30 brake horsepower, giving it a total of 444 brake horsepower. Now, of course, that is similar to the current BMW M4, but remember, there are no turbos here, just pure grunt from the brutal, naturally aspirated V8. Other parts of the car, of course, they have made it lighter and stronger, making this a true mastery around the track, which is also compromised for the open road. Number 3, the Honda HPD Fit. I believe this was one of, if not the last of the Japanese pre-tuned cars we ever got in the Forza franchise since moving over to the Xbox One. I know it pales in comparison to the likes of the Mines Skyline GTRs or the top secret S15 Silvias, but at least it's something. HPD, which stands for Honda Performance Development, was essentially Honda's tuning and motorsport brand in America. So with this Fit, in terms of power, there really isn't too much at 117 brake horsepower. However, upgrades were made to its handling, like the chassis, suspension and tyres, all giving this car an increase in rigidity for B-spec racing. Number 4, the Koenigsegg CCX-R edition. Okay, let's not get confused with all the other Koenigsegg's Forza has had in its past. The CC8S, the CCS, and even the CCGT. But this is the CCX-R edition, powered by a 4.8 litre twin supercharged V8, producing 1018 brake horsepower. 0 to 60 could be achieved in just 2.9 seconds and reach a top speed of over 250 miles per hour. Now, of course, in today's standards, it's still impressive, but not groundbreaking. However, this car was built a decade ago, and during that time, this was made to break speed records on land. With an unmatched power to weight ratio at the time, this is truly a hypercar like no other. And with only 4 examples of these in the world, I'm actually surprised Playground Games got their hands on one of these back then. Number 5, the Lamborghini Reventon Roadster. This of course is just a normal Lamborghini Reventon without the roof. But it doesn't hurt to have more Lamborghinis in Forza Horizon 4, right? Basically, the Reventon and the Roadster version have the exact design philosophy, inspired by a F-22A Raptor, which, for those who did not know, is a stealth fighter plane. It is dark, with many sharp angles, and more so, very intimidating to look at. With only a limited run of 15, you had to be chosen by Lamborghini to purchase this car from their showrooms. But never mind, because we could drive it on Forza Horizon and hopefully in the near future, Forza Horizon 4. Number 6, the Ford GTX-1. By far one of Ford's rarest supercars ever built. Debuting at the 2005 SEMA show, this was originally a concept car to show what a normal Ford GT will look like if it became a roadster. However, plans changed and it was agreed that this was to come into production with a limited run of 500. However, after 2 years since their first production model, only around 100 were made, making the GTX-1 very rare and a collectible. Powered near identically to the normal Ford GT, the only differences that can be identified is of course its exterior with a missing roof and the wheels, which were notably different to the normal GT. Number 7, the Viper SRT10 ACR-X. Well, this is basically a fully fledged race car for enthusiasts who want the full race day experience on, of course, track days. Powered by the infamous 8.4 litre naturally aspirated V10 developed by SRT, the X has very specific headers and exhausts that make it much less restrictive, increasing its overall output by 40 brake horsepower over its normal sibling. On top of that, around 700 kilograms have been shaved off from the car, even with the inclusion of a roll cage. That means that this Viper is seriously no joke. And I wonder, because technically this isn't a motorsport car that is competing, just a really hardcore supercar that just so happens to have modifications similar to a race car, will it ever be brought back to Forza Horizon 4, as there seems to be no racing cars at all in this game? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Number 8, the Gumpert Apollo Enraged. Quite a corny name, I must say, but there is nothing corny about this car. I know that in other Forza titles, we actually got the Gumpert Apollo, but of course, like every other car on this list, the Enraged model has appeared and only appeared in Forza Horizon. Unveiled at the 2012 Geneva Motor Show, this is almost the ultimate hypercar, producing 769 brake horsepower from a twin-turbo 4.2 litre V8, its mid-engine rear-wheel drive, and weighing just over 1,300 kilograms. What more could you ask if you wanted to go fast? With only a limited production of 3, and these of course are all road legal, where on earth are we going to get a chance to drive this car ever? This is what I mean, Forza. In the past, you have brought in so many epic cars, so many rare cars that we will never ever get a chance to drive, and now many of them have disappeared. So I hope anyone from Playground Games that are watching, here is a reminder of some of the cool cars that did exist in your games, and us as the fans, we would love for them all to return at some point in either Forza Horizon 4 or potentially Forza Horizon 5. So there we have it, guys. 8 rare epic cars that right now have not returned to Forza Horizon 4. If you guys did find this video very interesting and helpful, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button. That would really help me out. Does this video make you want to perhaps go back to the original Forza Horizon? Or if you're someone who is new to the series, want to experience the original Horizon game, where it all came from? Also, is there any other cars that I am missing from this car list? Make sure to put it down in the comment section below, and also what other cars you would like to see from any Xbox 360 Forza titles. Make sure to put it down in the comment section below. I do read them. And lastly, if you guys would like to see more Forza Horizon 4 content right here on this channel, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.